poll a few weeks ago just asking, my network, do you consider this potentially could be a breach of antitrust rules? And about 19% of folks said, yeah, we think it could be. But what's interesting to me is I actually don't believe it is. There is guidance from the Department of Justice that specifically refers to non-public information. And the information that is found in the pay transparency documents is transparent. It is public information, kind of removing it from that piece. But again, not a lawyer, not legal advice, but that's where we have kind of said, Department of Justice specifically calls out non-public information. But then too, if we kind of think about the level of information that's already out there and already available for use and has been for years, if we look at union contracts, that information has been out there and used frequently. We look at compensation for the highly paid leadership within proxy statements. That information's been out there. Just because there's a greater significance of jobs with pay transparency. Even 3 years ago, 1 in 8 jobs still had that information listed in it. So again, it's we can't be driving down the road and close our eyes when we see that Arby's or McDonald's is paying $12 an hour. This is really the same thing. There's just a greater abundance of that data now.
Yeah, I happen to play in a band with lawyers. It's a long story, and it's not nearly as exciting as it could possibly sound. But I was reminded that the Sherman Act actually doesn't regulate access to information. It regulates how you use that information. So, when I'm doing M&A work with clients or when I was operating, you see a lot of things. The law doesn't say don't see it. The law says you can't use this to create an unfair landscape of competition, whether it's for labor, for customers, whatever. So the fact that I know what that company's contract with another customer is, I just can't use that to set my own price to go attack that customer, whatever. So seeing the data isn't illegal. Using it with an anti-competitive intent is. So that's sort of the point. You have to think about the framing isn't so much about what data you have. There's been all sorts of very public company-specific information, as was pointed out. Almost to the person sometimes when you think about the H-1B disclosure databases and things like that. Like you can figure out how much somebody makes if you really try. The data's there. It's just if you're using it the wrong ways is really what the Sherman Act's intent is. And it's I could go on, but I think it's a pretty high bar in the wage area, particularly when most jobs are, at a wage rate that just don't get set the way that we're kind of talking. So yeah, I'm not concerned personally about postings being an antitrust issue in any way, shape, or form.